And I feel like being able to have true black love and to be able to truly love what's in front of you and love what you have is important into overcoming those issues that we've been put back for so long.
Love rain down on me, down on me. Love rain down on me, down on me. Love rain down on me, down on me.
We've been married for 28 years.
Correct. I agree.
Together for 6.5 years and married for 6 months.
We've been together for 38 years. We met in 1980.
We are the Harrises. We've been married for a year and about 4 months now.
We've been together for 7 years.
And we've been engaged 2 years.
Believe it or not, we've been married 64 years.
We met in the United States Post Office downtown. I was at work.
I've known Mark Allen since the 3rd grade.
Well, we met while serving Army Reserves in the military.
I turned around and I said, "Oh, you look just like my brother."
And I said, I can't wait to meet your brother. And I met her brother. I didn't look anything like her brother.
But I needed a one-liner. And that was it. And it worked.
My first impression of her was she kind of cute. I need to go and talk to her, say what's up.
My first impression of Charles was that he was extremely handsome. I was attracted to him, but I also was attracted to someone else too.
I found her attractive. She was shy, and I was curious about her. And ironically, initially I was attracted to someone else as well.
Oh, my boss's wife used to call him Tony, and I didn't know what that word meant, but that was like he was kind of stuck up. But he's not stuck up. He's just a positive black man. And being from an island, the island of Antigua, and he didn't have to deal with all the stuff that we have to deal with here in the United States because it's their country. It just brought a sense of, I know who I am and I know what I'm worth.
He was weird because he was always asking me how I was doing. How's your grades? How's your parents? Every day. Yeah, but we weren't really friends or anything like that. And maybe around high school.
Yeah.
I went to a different high school than him, and he just kept in contact with me.
And we went out on a date, and my friend, who was attracted to the guy that I was attracted to, said, "Why don't we switch?"
I have no idea how it came about, but as a result, for some reason, we switched that night, and that's how our relationship started.
First day that he came over to my house, I knew he was the one then.
I just knew.
And I knew that Michaela was the one that I wanted to be with, that I knew God was saying, yo, this is the woman for you. She was actually out of the country.
I felt like when I met him, it was more so of a friendship bond that I had never had with anybody before.
I didn't need no more time to think about it.
I knew she was one the first day I laid eyes on her. So, yeah. There you go.
I mean, it was really like our friendship that held us together, and just, having, I think that fundamental part of it kind of brought us through the rest of it.
I said, I think I'm going to marry this guy. And I didn't know Charles, but it was something about him. I think that he reminded me of everything that I thought I would want in a guy, the way he carried himself, the way, I'm trying to think of what was that feeling back then. But intuitively, I just really knew Charles was the one for me.
3-4 days I hadn't heard anything from her. And there was like this feeling on the inside of me that was like, man, I never want to have to worry, is she okay? If she's gonna be fine, am I gonna hear from her? I don't want to ever have that sense of separation, I would say. And that was the week that it crystallized, that said, oh, this is the one that God has put on this earth for me to pursue, and officially pursue in a way, putting a ring on it.
I knew that I was like, man, is it crazy? I think I love him. Oh my gosh, I love him. Yes, I love him. So finally, he was able to tell me that first, I was like, okay, there's clarity there. We love each other, and so we established that. And so through the weeks of courting and just going through our courtship was really amazing. And so, like Marquis said, for me, knowing when I went out of the country for a week, no phone, and I knew that he was way beyond more than special than just, you know, someone I was getting to know, when I paid $25 to talk to him through WhatsApp.
Pray for your partner.
To love yourself first before you can love someone else. And then if you find those positive traits in a person, then you run with that.
Never to take one another for granted. I mean, you know, you always have something to prove to each other that your love still exists and is still as strong as it ever was, and that, you know, that you want to please one another.
Understanding.
Yeah, and always be there for your partner.
Yes, because you guys are different.
Right.
And understand each other's differences, because when you understand what's different about each other, then you can connect better.
Exactly. That'll build that connection up.
Plus the fact, you know, I came from a broken family. My mother and father broke up at a stage when they had 8 kids. And I never wanted that to happen in my relationship. I always treasured the fact that whoever I married, we were going to stay married.
Establishing what values and morals that's going to direct the relationship. For example, I'm a faith-centered guy, and the number one thing that I looked for was God-fearing woman, and that was a non-negotiable value for me.
You have to show a person that you love them, and that was one of my things that my mother always kind of instilled in each other, that, you know, that we had to show each other, our brothers and sisters, that we cared for them and we loved them.
The concept of like black love is something that's always existed. It's not like a trend or something that's new.
Is there a distinction between black love, white love, red love?
Well, I think any love is important. It doesn't have to be black love.
But I think black love is beautiful because we have so much more in common and we can understand each other a little bit better.
But I think any love is important, but maybe specifically if we're going to look at black love, I think that's important because we as a people have had to struggle from slavery up until this day. We still are fighting all kinds of forces and elements out there.
When the, slave master took away and broke down the home, when you take the father away from the home, or when you remove any part of that trinity, that pyramid can't stand strong any longer. So you have all kinds of residual problems that, translate from that. I mean, literally every problem that in the black community, you can trace it: religion, crime, drugs, mass incarceration, this, that, it all stems back to the household.
For me, black love is an appreciation for black men and understanding that the images that are often portrayed about black men are inaccurate. Charles has been an outstanding father, an excellent husband, and those stories do not get told as much about our black males.
And the expectation of a young guy like me is that, I'm still trying to figure out life. I'm still bouncing from this woman to this woman, this woman. So commitment is the one thing that the stereotype is that we run from, especially as black men. We're running from commitment.
Black love is being able to know his concerns as a black man of things that are going on in our city. And we've had that conversation before, where a time where he did get pulled over, and although the cop may meant no harm, but psychologically you're thinking of all the black men who are no longer here because they were misjudged.
I feel like also, having black love is understanding that, you know, we've been taught to hate each other so much. You know, we've been taught to, like, I've been taught to hate black women. You know, I've been taught to
media,
you know,
and the things you see. I mean, you see over 6,000 images a day, and that has to obviously do something to your mind.
Exactly.
I am just happy that I met her, and I met Cheryl on the rebound. I was on the rebound because I was coming out of a first marriage, and it's the best thing that has happened to me.
And his family likes me.
Excited for this ongoing life with my beautiful wife here and everything it has to hold. So.
We have been blessed on so many different levels, and I hope that the blessings continue for us. That's what I have to say to you. I'm thrilled that I'm your wife.
And I'm thrilled to be your husband, and you my wife too.
Good.
Don't forget to give yourself grace, no different than you extend grace towards me, especially as a husband growing, and continuing that walk, because I know one of the first things that got me attracted was that you had a heart of gold. I remember, I think I wrote you a poem or something like that.
You know, having this expectation of what marriage or what a relationship or what a girlfriend, fiance, you know, mother of my child, whatever is supposed to be. But I feel like, you know, being able to shed all those expectations and just appreciate you for what you are has like made me so much happier, and just like the happiest man in the world just to have you. So I appreciate you.
I still love you, and I love you as much as I did when I first married you. So for 64 years, I still say you're the apple of my eye.
Oh.